still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal. Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
All right on the door handles.
What a spectacle!
Let's go, man!
Kick on the way! There is nothing like the Super Bowl. Let's make history! This is sensational! The genius of modern boxing!
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Big time boxing back in Saudi Arabia, and it's good to be back here as well. We're in Jeddah, not the usual Riyadh. We're in Jeddah. AJ fought Alexander Usyk here many moons ago, and it's a big fight for AJ as well. Maybe as big as the Alexander Usyk fight. It's been billed as the comeback. AJ takes on the Albanian, the hard-hitting Albanian, Kristian Prenga. And today is press conference day where we hear from AJ and the rest of the card as well.
He brought a country together.
Probably the most destructive heavyweight in the world. The plan was always to be undisputed.
Breaking news coming out of Nigeria.
The fact he still wants to fight tells you everything you need to know about him.
This is my division. Ever since I come into boxing, I don't do this as a joke. I do this because it's what I do.
As LL Cool J said, don't call it a comeback.
Every time I elevate, it's something to celebrate.
Joshua is a warrior.
John Jones, I went to heavyweight on these featherweights. Keep your youth and maintain your health, cause the future is trouble. But you made for the struggle, and you born with the hustle. I'm a champion, I'm a win, I know. I'm a grind for mine, they can stop me, no. Cause I live to show that it can be done. I'm a champion.
For me, it's just my life. I'm a fight forever. This is just what I do.
The World Cup is done and dusted. Boxing takes center stage. Again, we're on the shore here in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and it's a big one, isn't it? The comeback, AJ versus Kristian Prenga, plus a stellar undercard as well. We're going to hear from most of the fighters on tonight's card as they look ready to throw hands on Saturday night. What a setting that is, by the way, and what a setting this is. Everyone has turned up. It's humid, it's hot. The weather conditions maybe aren't ideal for the fighters, but we are here for this one. Alongside me, former WBC Cruiserweight champ Tony Belly, looking cool considering the conditions.
I'm trying. It's this heat is pretty uncomfortable, but listen, we're here, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, we are here. Let's talk about the main talking point of us being here. Anthony Joshua is here as well. It's been a tough 7 or 8 months for AJ. You almost felt like it started or ended the year so perfectly with what happened in America. Jake Paul, right? That was a big welcome to America again for AJ. The last time he was there was Andy Ruiz. That didn't go well. And then obviously we started to hear murmurings of an issue in Nigeria, an accident, and here we are now. It's been a tough 7 months for Anthony Joshua.
it's unfathomable what he's been through. People cannot understand, and listen, grief is the hardest thing in the world to recover from, and it takes time, and that's what he needs, is time. But ultimately, he's used boxing as, I wouldn't say a deterrent, but he's used it to help him navigate his way through it. Yeah. As I said before, grief is horrendous and a horrific thing to go through.
Are you surprised he's back this soon? Is it a way just to almost, this is the healing? Get back in the gym, get back in the ring?
I think it gives him a purpose at the end, and he's not sitting around dwelling on it. You know, he's able to get in the gym, and I know because I've been through it, and being in the gym was the best time, because you just, it's not on your mind, you're focusing on training, you've got an opponent to focus on, and it's the ideal thing, but it soon hits home when it usually finishes.
In the summer, AJ made a big development. Left Ben Davison, moved over to Alexander Usyk camp. Did that surprise you? That link up now, everyone's kind of laughed and joked. It's almost a bit Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa.
Listen, I do understand it and I do get it. I think Usyk's the person, is the only person where he can fathom he was at his very best and he still lost. Yeah. And he had nothing that he could do about it. And I think it's like, if you can't beat him, join him. And people are saying to me, you know, that doesn't really sound right. Don't overcomplicate things. That's just the way it is. And Usyk finds another gear when he has to. In every single fight in his career, when he's needed to turn it on, he's done it. And I think Anthony Joshua wants to kind of tap into that potential and kind of tap into them expertise.
Physically, AJ, I think, always looks fantastic. We were speaking to Eddie Hearn today, and they said that, or Eddie said, sorry, that even physically he's gone up another level in this camp. Like, he's doing things that maybe he hasn't done before, which is hard to believe, because you almost feel like AJ ticks every single box, but it looks like he's unlearning some bad habits and learning some good ones.
Listen, I think aesthetically and athletically, he's the best heavyweight I've seen from our country probably ever. I've never seen an athlete like him. But it just comes to the mental makeup and what he's doing. That's in training. Is it the right thing? Just because you look amazing doesn't mean you can perform amazing. That's not the way it goes, especially in boxing. So I think a lot of it is the mental side. It's the tactical preparation. These are the things that he's learning and picking up on. People forget he's achieved so much so quickly in boxing. A record amount of number of bouts to an Olympic gold medal, a record number of bouts to the Unified Heavyweight Championship of the world. He's done everything super quick, and when you do things super quick, you're going to play catch up at some stage. And I still feel like he's learning on the job, but I expect now to be seeing him at his very best, and this should be his peak years coming up.
The elephant in the room is Mr. Tyson Fury. He's doing his own thing right now in Thailand. He takes on Marius back. How difficult for AJ to concentrate on what's in front of him, Kristian Prenga, when the carrot being dangled is the fight he's won for a decade?
I'll be honest, I think the last thing on on Anthony Joshua's mind is Tyson Fury.
Really?
Yeah, I just think he's coming in here with the sole focus of Kristian Prenga and the other activities that have unfolded in his life over the last 7 months. But I don't think he's given an absolute smidgen of thought to Tyson Fury. He's not somebody, Addy, who is thinking about the future and ahead.
He's answering questions about it. Normally, though, AJ would say, I'm not going to ask questions about it until I get through my next opponent.
Yeah,
but he has to answering questions about it.
He has to answer the questions, because that's what is making this fight so interesting, that he's answering the questions about the future. But when he comes away from here, his focus is on the fight. He's not focused on anything else but Saturday night.
Kristian Prenga, by many, has been labelled as a club fighter, right? That's kind of what he's been doing on the American scene, fighting club fighters. But what he is doing is knocking out all these club fighters. So I guess he's a level above. How dangerous is Kristian Prenga?
He can punch. Listen, I think he's a poor man's Ajit Caballero. He goes the body quite well. He moves around reasonably well. He doesn't have one outstanding attribute, but he can dig. And I don't care who you've knocked out. When you've got 20 wins and 20 by knockout, it just suggests you're heavy-handed and you can punch. So no one's going to want to take a right hand off Kristian Prenga. You know, he can punch, like I've said before, and I keep repeating myself. But outside of that, I don't see much. He telegraphs an awful lot of his punches. Although he does move around, he's quite flat-footed. Yeah. He's moving around on heavy legs, but he still does move. I don't see him being super dangerous. What I do see is if he comes out and just lets his hands go and starts flying Anthony Joshua might think, oh, this wasn't in the script. He's got to jump on any kind. He's got to put doubt in Anthony Joshua's mind from the first bell. So he's got to try and take all the belief and confidence away from Anthony Joshua straight away, because if Anthony Joshua gets a a snip of any confidence, it's over for Kristian Prenga.
You know, I was thinking about this with AJ. Obviously, look, Jake Paul was technically a fight, but ultimately, it really wasn't. So the last time we saw AJ in the ring with a real boxer was quite a long time ago, Daniel Dubois.
It was.
That's a long, long time.
It was, and it'd be insane to let Anthony Joshua go into the ring with Tyson Fury
without having
off the back of facing Jake Paul. That's not an ideal warm-up opponent in any way, shape or form. So Josh is a perfect, diligent athlete. That's what he is first and foremost, and he'll be ready for this fight. He's the one who needed it. We've seen Fury get the rounds he wanted against Makhmudov, and now it's time for AJ to get not so much the rounds, but the job that his team want him to do, which is the demolition job, really.
If you are advising AJ how to kind of see this out in the first couple of rounds, are you saying just have a look at him as we see AJ here arriving for the press conference with his team? Are you saying just have a look at him or go and do damage immediately?
I think you don't get paid for overtime in boxing. That's a saying that's been used for many years. But ultimately, Josh has shown his team everything they want to see in this camp. He's been in camp for months. This has been basically a 6-month camp. But his team have got to know him. They've seen how he is, how he conducts himself, when it's hard in training camp, when it's hard in sparring. This, for me, is just to show them. I don't think he's actually that bothered. He's just going to turn up and do what they're asking him to do, and they want to see how he's reacting to them, in my opinion.
I do wonder with AJ, is there, and final one, we are going to hear from AJ and the team in a second, is there a worst case scenario? And I don't mean him losing. I mean a worst case scenario in terms of a performance.
That's possible though, Addy. Don't make no mistake. If this Prenga hits you with a right hand on the chin,
at 267 pounds.
That's how it goes. That's boxing.
Heavyweight
boxing. It's not just heavyweight boxing. It's boxing in general. You get caught by a clean shot, you're getting hit. Happens in all the weight divisions, but more so in the heavyweight division. So, listen. The best case scenario for Kristian Prenga, in my opinion, is he goes 12 rounds or 10 rounds, whatever this is scheduled for. The best case scenario for Anthony Joshua, this is brutally over inside 3 rounds, and I think that's the scenario he wants, and he'll get what he wants. He's good enough.
Okay, all right, let's do this. Michael Buffer is ready, the best MC in the business, as are the fighters, so let's throw it down to Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the final press conference for the main event of a big night of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment, coming up this Saturday, July 25th. And it's all at the Jeddah Superdome here in Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And it's brought to you by Riyadh Season and Jeddah Season, along with Sella, in association with Mr. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Gold Star Promotions. Now, special thanks, ladies and gentlemen, of course, to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. This event is sold out, but people can watch it worldwide live as it happens on DAZN. Just go to DAZN.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, the main event, 12 rounds of boxing. It's the big boys in the heavyweight division, and 2 of the biggest punchers in the sport will be taking care of business. At this time, let's meet the fighters. Please welcome his record an outstanding one, 21 professional fights, 20 victories. All 20 victories are by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, from Medita, Albania, please welcome Kristian KP Prenga. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, since capturing Olympic gold in 2012, he now has an outstanding professional record that stands at 29 victories. 26 of those 29 victories are by knockout. 4 defeats. From London, England, ladies and gentlemen, the former 2-time heavyweight world champion AJ Anthony Joshua. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let me turn it over to our host for the evening. He's the SJA award-winning presenter, Mr. Jamie Ward.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much to the greatest Mr. Michael Buffer. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Jeddah and welcome to this evening's final press conference. Of course, an extended welcome to everyone joining us around the world on the live stream, and an extended warm welcome, quite literally, to everyone joining us here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia here tonight. Massive night of World Championship Boxing coming your way right here on the global home of the sport, DAZN, this weekend, and we kick off here with a main event press conference. Of course, it is the comeback, the highly anticipated ring return for two-time unified world heavyweight champion, the man down here to my right, Mr. Anthony Joshua, a man who has given the sport so much, doing what he loves to do and doing what he does best. And the man in the opposite corner, the big punching Albanian heavyweight Kristian Prenga, who said all the right things in the build-up, brings the support with him as well, because he knows he can spoil a big party that is planned for later in the year involving Anthony Joshua and a certain other British heavyweight, of course, who is also in action this week, but in doing so change his life and his family's lives forever. And the one thing we love about heavyweight boxing is DNA. The DNA of heavyweight boxing, unpredictable drama. And no matter how a fight may be perceived to unravel, no matter how many times you might be told by the ex-pros or the experts what's going to happen in a boxing ring, sometimes it's the script that does not follow. Entertainment personified, as I say, and lots at stake this weekend in boxing's blue ribbon division. A few familiar faces to hear from up here, but firstly, let's go to the two most important people regarding the event, of course, on Saturday night. Don't worry, Ed and Rick, we'll get to you in just a moment. Straight into Mr. Anthony Joshua. AJ, great to see you. Welcome back, and welcome back to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as well for professional fight number 34 in your incredible story. Can you believe it? In terms of the mentality, the mindset, the confidence, the excitement to hear the opening bell on Saturday, can you allow us a little window into the mind of AJ 2 days out from fight night?
So my mind is wondering why you're wearing that blazer.
It is
so hot out here.
Very hot.
How's everyone feeling? I hope everyone's good. Shout out to my opponent and his team. How am I feeling? There's no place other than being here with you guys is where I want to be right now. It's been an honor spending this week with you guys in Saudi. I want to thank my team, Right to Fight, for their efforts to get me in this position. We've been working since January, working hard, keeping my head down, aligning all my stars, and I'm fully focused. I understand there's a big picture. The goal is to conquer the universe, right? But first, we must conquer Earth. And this is my target here. It's not only him, I also have to look at his team. We're focusing on the team. My coach against his coach, my physio against his physio, my strategist against his strategist, this fighter against that fighter, and may the best man win.
Kristian, welcome. We'll come straight into you on this side as well. Similar question to what I just asked, AJ, but this is it. This is your moment on the big stage to show the world exactly what Kristian Prenga can do. What does this moment mean to you to be fighting Anthony Joshua, and how do you believe you can change your life this weekend?
Hello, everybody. First thing I want to say thank you to Turkey. He made this happen for me here. It's a big opportunity. I work all my life for this. I waited all my life for this. And I hope I'm going to show the world on Saturday who I am.
Well, much more from both sides of the main event in a little moment. Let's bring in some of those familiar faces I mentioned. Firstly, down there to Mr. Versace himself, Mr. Rick Reno. Rick, another big night in store here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's become the home of big-time boxing over the last couple of years, but this fight in particular, as AJ just referenced there, it's a huge fight in the heavyweight landscape. What excites and intrigues you most?
Well, I'm intrigued by the fight coming up in 2 days because, you know, Prenga is an unknown commodity, but when you have an unknown commodity, it makes for a dangerous fight, especially when the guy's a puncher. It's one thing we know about Prenga more than anything. He could punch, and in the heavyweight division, as everyone knows, a fight could end at any moment with one punch. But, you know, AJ is dubbed by some as the landlord. He thinks there's a lot of squatters right now in the heavyweight division. He feels it's time to start collecting the rent again, and he's going to be looking to collect the rent this Saturday night. We'll see if Prenga's going to pay the rent or whether he's going to say, I'm buying out my lease.
And Eddie Hearn as well. What a story it's been between yourself and Anthony Joshua, back by each other's side once again on the big stage. No matter where you are in the world, no matter who he's fighting or what's at stake, for you personally, what always makes these occasions special?
Well, you can see the turnout, the expectation, the anticipation of an Anthony Joshua fight always remains the same. The consistency remains the same from him and the team. The mindset remains the same, and the challenge is a big one on Saturday. We know that, you know, and we chose Kristian Prenga for a reason, because he's a real challenge. You know, he's got a country behind him. He's got an opportunity to change his life, but he gets to swim with the big boys on Saturday night, and we get to find out if he needs armbands or not. And if he doesn't, then it's going to be a real fight. If he does need them, it's going to be over very quickly. But Anthony's trained for all eventualities, and I want to say a special shout out to the team as well, Serge, everyone. I mean, this camp has been incredible to watch, you know, and this guy to my left has put in work like I've never seen before. And listen, you know the story, but to even be back in the ring in July of 2026, given everything that's happened, is phenomenal. And to see him in this kind of shape, in this kind of mindset, you know, I've never seen him like this before, but we still got to do the business. It's one thing having a great camp. It's one thing being focused, having a great mindset. Now it's about performance, and I know that's everything to Anthony Joshua, and I know he wants to perform to his very best on Saturday night, and that's what everybody expects. So thank you again to Saudi Arabia, this time in Jeddah. You know, this is AJ's 5th fight in Saudi Arabia. We've been coming here for 7 years since the Andy Ruiz fight. And as you know, other than a little outing at the end of 2025, Anthony Joshua has never taken an easy fight. And he hasn't got one Saturday. He's continuously fought the very best. He's continuously lit up the heavyweight division. And on Saturday night, he'll show the world again. There's many, many more chapters to write. And we look forward to a great night and another huge moment for Saudi Arabia.
AJ, the sporting boxing world is aware of the path that's been laid out in front of you, from Kristian Prenga to Tyson Fury to the World Championship. How are you able to use your experience that you've gathered over the years to remain locked in on this man, but appreciate and now talk more openly about what may lay ahead?
So when you speak to me about what may lay ahead, or I sit down in an office with Eddie and he presents to me what may lay ahead, it's a great opportunity for me to understand where each checkpoint takes me and what it leads me onto. So whether I talk about this in private or whether I talk about this in public with the people that want to ask these questions is no different. But ultimately, the reality of the matter is there is no universe, there is no future unless I get past this checkpoint on Saturday night.
Let's bring in a couple of gentlemen over here on this side. Firstly to you, Keith Sullivan, welcome. You were very vocal at the launch press conference a couple of months ago in London. You said that Team AJ, Eddie Hearn, you couldn't believe they'd taken this fight. They'd made a huge miscalculation. As the fight has got closer and you've spent more time with your man Kristian Prenga, does your opinion remain the same? And if so, tell us why.
Thank you, Jamie. No, my opinion doesn't change. I don't back off from that. But first, before we get into that, I'd like to just take a moment and thank Turki Al-Sheikh, the wonderful people from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They've treated Team Prenga with tremendous hospitality and kindness this week, and it's really been a pleasure to be here, so thank you. We want to thank Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. You know, Eddie chose to give us this opportunity, and he didn't have to do that. There's many others he could have gone for. And importantly, I'd like to thank you, AJ, because ultimately you're the man who gives Kristian Prenga this opportunity. You could have taken a puncher, a lesser puncher, someone who doesn't have as many knockouts as KP does, someone who doesn't get into the ring with the confidence and the dedication and the commitment to his craft that KP does, and quite frankly, someone who doesn't come into the ring with the responsibility and the weight of his home country, Albania, on his shoulders. So thank you, KP. AJ, you also did something else. You gave the fans a great fight, because this is a come-to-life, real-life, Rocky moment. KP has an opportunity to change his life forever. On Saturday night, one person has everything to gain and the other has everything to lose, and that creates a pressure-confidence lineup. The confidence is on this side of the table. The pressure of that lies in your hands, and that's why I touched on, Jamie, that there was a miscalculation by their team. You know, the greatest story ever told from the beginning of time is the story of the underdog. Everyone turning up in Jeddah and tuning in on pay-per-view Saturday night is not looking to see Anthony Joshua win the fight. They're looking to see if the underdog, Kristian Prenga, can topple this boxing god that sits across from him. And he is 100% confident he has the ability to do that. Every fighter has their vulnerabilities, and we've studied Anthony Joshua's. From the day I called KP to say I was in negotiations with this fight, he said, "My brother, I'll take the fight." He didn't ask where. He didn't ask how much. He didn't ask how many rounds. We're going 12. That wasn't our request. He stood up and said, "I'll take that fight."
Keith.
So let me just finish, Jamie.
Keith, you just to confirm, I love you, but you definitely asked how much.
KP didn't ask how much. That's what I said. No, to clarify, KP didn't ask how much. Oh, Eddie knows I definitely asked how much, and we had that conversation extensively.
So you're telling us we overpaid? Shit.
Absolutely not. Damn. But, you know, every upset starts in boxing with he can't do it. He's not strong enough. He's not powerful enough. He doesn't have the footwork. He doesn't have the experience. We're going to find out Saturday night if the boxing history books have room for one more chapter of another upset with Kristian Prenga over Anthony Joshua. So I just have one last question. Are there any Albanians in the house tonight? AJ, good luck. We respect you, and may the best man win.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Kristian, what have you seen? Keith just talked about you've studied AJ, you've seen the strengths, you've seen the weaknesses. What have you seen in Anthony Joshua which gives you the confidence that you can beat him and shock the world on Saturday night?
Çdo bokseri ka dobësitë veta, dhe I ka gabimet e veta në ring, çdo bokseri ka, po unë I kam pa gjitha, ja kam pa gjitha neshet, unë siç e kam thënë dhe përpara jam rrit me Anthony Joshua, e ka pa është një ndër bokserat më të mëdhenj, është legjend. Ja kam pa gjitha dobësitë, kam ja tregu gjitha të shtunën.
He says that I have seen every boxer has its weaknesses and its faults in the ring, no matter who you are. I've seen everything. I've said it before, and I respect Anthony Joshua very much. I grew up watching all his fights. I've seen his weakness. I've seen what he does best on Saturday night. I will show exactly what I've paid attention to.
How dangerous is this man, AJ, in your opinion? How seriously must this be taken?
Say that again?
How dangerous is Kristian Prenga, in your opinion?
Dangerous. Very good fighter. Very dangerous fighter. Yes, I believe it. I know it. I've studied it, and I'm ready for it. You know, I've been in the ring with some of the quickest heavyweights, some of the fittest heavyweights. I've fought some of the strongest heavyweights. I've fought contenders. I've fought champions. I've been knocked down. I've been knocked out. I stand strong today. I'm ready for the challenge 1,000,000%. We're going to find out Saturday. And I want to hear your voice shouting. I want that energy in the ring. Everyone that's come here today, everyone that's going to be there Saturday, bring this energy to the arena. We need it. This is what boxing needs. We thrive on this. Once again, Team Prenga, Albania, Team AJ, Africa, Europe, America. Thank you for supporting us. Long may my reign continue.
AJ, a quick one on Tyson Fury, just while we're up here. I know you might not want to answer this because you're locked in.
No.
Do you want him there?
Respect my opponent here. We don't want to talk about Tyson Fury. Respectfully, I've done all the media that I can about what the future holds, but, you know, our focus is him and his team. Respectfully, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I was only going to ask, do you care if he's ringside or not? That was the only question. Is that something that doesn't bother you at all?
A professional journalist don't care what I have to say, but still wants to get his question across.
Sorry, AJ. Sorry.
I understand, but let's focus on what the job is. Look, anyone can be there Saturday. The more tickets sold, the better. But we're in the ring, and it's just me and him, and that's where my focus is.
Kristian, in your mind, the power, the record says you can punch. What have you seen be in the final moments of this fight? How do you believe you beat Anthony Joshua on Saturday night?
I'm just going to say short, knockout.
Does that ever change the way that you want to win the fight, AJ, when you hear that? It's nothing that you're not used to, of course.
Sorry?
Does it ever change a way that you want to win a fight when you hear that energy?
As we know, you know, he knows as well. God is the best planner, you know. Who knows what will happen? Fate's already written, but we wish him well. Honestly, there's no hard feelings. It's just two solid, competitive people that want to come together and put on a great show for everyone around the world and everyone in attendance. There's no hard feelings, no jealousy, no envy. I just want to win. I'm motivated, I'm passionate, and I just want to show to myself how good I am. This is a chance for me to prove that all the training that my team's put in, you know, is paying off. They want to see everything that they put into me pay off. I'm just a product. They keep pushing me, and on Saturday I'll show that everything that they've told me and the work that I've done has not been in vain, you know? So yeah, that's it. Who knows? Can he knock me out? I really don't believe it, but only God knows that.
AJ, and a final message to everyone watching back home as well. Everyone,
let's go. Tune in live on DAZN, July 25th, the best platform for boxing, the home of boxing. If you don't know, you better get to know. See it on billboards. To everyone in Albania, to everyone in Europe, America, Africa, Asia, all across the world. It's going down Saturday night, the return, the comeback, the one and only Kristian Prenga. Anthony Joshua are going to throw it down in the heavyweight division.
AJ, a pleasure as always. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and Kristian as well. I believe we're going to bring the pair of you to the front for a face-off. Thank you.
He's not going to put that jacket on.
There you go. All said and done. By the way, Kristian Prenga's manager, Keith O'Sullivan, speaks really, really well. He almost convinced me as well that Kristian Prenga is going to do a job on Saturday. These look a lot better than many expected. Here we go, a face-off. We saw it in London. We were there for that one. We see it again now, Tony.
It's a big boy. It's a big lump. But we're soon going to find out at the level he's really at. And as I said before, I can't find footage of the defeat, but he's tasted defeat at a far lesser level than this. So expect him. I just think he's going to get the fright of his life when he feels the first jab off AJ. The speed of AJ, the fluidity when he's on point and on game, which he's telling us all he is. Kristian Prenga's in for the shock of his life.
Yeah, I think a big mistake was made, and it was made by Jake Paul when he asked AJ, I think, to come in and weigh around 245 pounds. I think AJ looks frightening at this kind of weight. I think he's still got the strength, he carries that. Physically, he's very imposing. The speed's also there as well now, so he's ticking every box.
Listen, these guys, I think Josh is still trying to figure out what's his best weight.
Yeah.
And with the Disney kid doing what he done to him, putting the demands and stipulations on him that he did, it allowed him to go in the ring and feel absolutely fantastic and was lightning sharp and fast. But as for Anthony Joshua now, listen, this is another level, and I'm taking the pick when I talk about Jake Paul. I give him all the credit in the world, because ultimately the guy got in the ring with 10-ounce gloves on and fought an Olympic gold medalist and a two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world.
AJ is going to join us in the studio. We are going to hear from the former unified heavyweight champion in a few minutes. I would normally be selling the fight for you, but I think AJ did such a fantastic job on stage there. It is live on DAZN. It is Saturday. Go to DAZN.com/boxing. You don't want to miss the return of AJ, plus a really good undercard which features Kevin Ajako versus Josh Kelly and Hamza Shiraz. making the first defense of his WBO super middleweight crown. And then, in the early hours, for us in Australia, it's the return of Errol Spence, who takes on Tim Tszyu.
A storm is headed down under.
Tim Tszyu is in a destructive mood today. It's been years in the making.
Big dogs versus underdogs.
I can't wait to get in there.
USA versus Australia. A storm is coming. Spence versus Tszyu. Live July 25th.
Yeah, it's a big weekend of boxing on DAZN. Once we're finishing Jeddah, our attention does turn to Sydney, Australia, as Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu get it on down under. You can buy that one at DAZN.com/boxing, or save some money and sign up to DAZN Ultimate. Turning back to our matchup in Jeddah, when Saturday's main event was announced, I sat down with Anthony Joshua to discuss his ambitions as he steps back into the squared circle.
You want to come in my territory. I'm the landlord. I'm going to welcome you into my home. You don't welcome me into your home. I buy your home.
He proved that he's still got that side of him, the killer, the ferocious finisher.
I become world champ. On the way to that, I become unified champ. And on the way to that, I got an opportunity to fight for the undisputed champion. So
It is lights out! Anthony Joshua!
someone else in my position may have done better. Someone else sat in this seat may do worse. But I've done it to the best of my capability, and I'm still going strong, trust me. You know, I was thinking about why I do it today. What's the purpose? I still feel like I've got a lot of room for improvement. I feel like it's definitely my identity. I went through a big transition of realigning my focus again because I want to do it. I want to do it to my best of my capability. So the goal is obviously to set yourself up to be able to stop. Yeah. But ultimately, I don't want to. I don't want to. I still feel really good.
There's still dreams and targets that you're going for that you haven't got yet?
Yeah, so I believe that the undisputed target is the one. Because I think, in my mind, what's beneath that? Unification. What's beneath that? World champion. So let's set the bar where I know I can go.
And it's a big bar.
It's a big bar, but I believe that it's one that can be achieved. And on the way to that, I become world champ. On the way to that, I become unified champ. And on the way to that, I got an opportunity to fight for the undisputed champion. So it's a great journey. It's a great progression that I can see happening all in front of me. But the first step, obviously, is getting back on a gravy train, July 25th.
It's a beautiful shot, isn't it? Jeddah does look really good, especially on the coast like this. A nice tourist attraction. Boxing has taken over for the weekend. Anthony Joshua, the main attraction on Saturday, he takes on Kristian Prenga. I believe he's supposed to be finding his way to us, but as AJ always does, he stops, he takes photos, he signs autographs, he says hello to everyone, and I can see him now maybe making his way to us. It is such a big fight for him. He's had so many big fights in his career. The next one's always the biggest one, but this one, unlike the rebuild after Ruiz and the rebuild after Alexander Usyk, you can't rebuild if you lose to Kristian Prenga.
No, I don't believe you can. No. To the top and bottom of it, this is not a must-win fight. This is everything.
Just win or bust.
Yes, without a shadow of doubt. And I'm going to be totally honest. I think the manner of the victory is a huge part of this as well. I believe we have to see a conclusive knockout early doors. Yeah. I think scraping by Kristian Prenga is not enough. It's just not enough.
Is that pressure that AJ would be putting on himself as well? Would he say, be saying exactly that? And we'll ask him the questions when he gets there. Would he be saying this can't go past 4 or 5? Or would he be saying I need rounds? Well, let's not forget the accident that happened at the start of the year.
We don't know if he's going to put an actual number on himself. We're just looking at it from journalists and pundits and analysts from the outside. How we think it should go. He might go, I want 7 rounds here. And like Tyson Fury done against Makhmudov, I believe he could have got rid of Makhmudov if he wanted to, but he didn't. He wanted rounds. And I think it's all about what Anthony Joshua wants. Anthony Joshua's at the level now where he's good enough to dictate and determine fights of this level to end when he wants them to, I believe.
AJ doing the media rounds, I knew this was going to happen, I really did.
So
as soon as he went
hospitable.
past that way, I was like, okay, they're going to stop him, and he will stop as well. 36 now is Anthony Joshua. Physically, still looks really good. 36 for a heavyweight, still relatively young if he's not
36
taken
prime
much
years.
damage. Prime?
I would say prime years. He's physically grown as much as he's going to grow. He's filled out as much. He's come into his man's body. I mean, I've seen the best of Lennox Lewis around this age. That's when he was at his very, very
And
best.
Vladimir Klitschko as well, who I know AJ looks up to.
Yeah, a fantastic athlete, a specimen, and a machine. So I think I class Anthony Joshua alongside them in physical terms. So that's why I'm saying I think now he's coming into his absolute peak.
How long does he have left? Will he be thinking of the end?
No.
He won't be thinking
I don't
2 more
believe
years,
a fighter is going
3
into
more
camp.
fights.
I don't believe a fighter's going into camp like Anthony Joshua is and thinking the end's near. Don't believe that for a second. I think he understands the next loss is the end, depending on who the loss is to and the way he loses. But ultimately, for me, I think he'll be thinking, I've got 3-4 years. It's whatever he determines and wants, Addy. That's the big thing. What does he want from boxing? Because believe you me, boxing is always going to need Anthony Joshua.
Eddie said that it was Eddie and I guess AJ's team that picked Kristian Prenga. Why pick someone that punches like Prenga? Why not just go for someone? Look, there are no feather fisters in the heavyweight division, right? But there are people that punch less harder than Kristian Prenga. Why take the risk and go with someone that's had 20 wins and 20 knockouts?
Because there's danger. It's a danger aspect there. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to go out and get Dave Allen? Or do you want him to go out and say, right, I'm fighting Johnny Fisher, and everyone's just going to go crazy? Do you want to say he's going to fight Marius Vac? Everyone's going to go nuts.
Would they?
Well, of course they would. If he was going to fight Marius Vac, everyone would be on Josh's back right now.
Considering what's happened at the start of the year, people still would.
Because he comes under so much scrutiny. This is the guy who's an Olympic gold medalist. This is the guy who's been the face of boxing since 2012. This is what he's done. This is what he does. And the people demand so much of him. And they expect expectations from him all the time. And he's used to it. So, believe you me, if he was facing Marius Vac, no one would care and they would all slate him. I don't care what you say, Kristian Prenga beats Marius Vac. He's 44 years old.
Of course he does.
So it's a big fight.
And maybe for AJ, you need that fear factor to know that, okay, this guy is a puncher, so I need to stay switched on.
Say whatever you want about Kristian Prenga and his technique and his boxing ability, the guy can punch.
That's the fact.
And in the heavyweight, all fighters can punch, but in the heavyweight division, it's a little bit more relevant and it's a lot more dangerous. So he ticks the boxes.
Here he is. The big man is here.
Tony, wow. Good to see you. Good to see you.
How's things?
I'm good, man.
You look well.
Thank you so much.
He's probably going to lose a couple more pounds in the weather as well. Pretty humid.
Yeah, I don't think people back home know how humid it is here. It's really hot.
It is really hot.
But it's really good to see you both.
Yeah?
It's really good, yeah. Two good guys at boxing.
Thank you very much.
Good fellas.
How are you, sir?
Trying, brother.
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel good.
Here we go. Another fight camp. It's been a few fight camps. Does this one feel completely different? I say this because obviously it's the same training team, but does it feel completely different than the Jake Paul one?
Yeah.
In terms of just what you've been doing in the gym?
It's like a natural progression. First time I was with the team is about building data and like pushing me, but it was to see, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was just about collecting data. But now there's a roadmap now. This is what we're going to do. We built data from the first training camp, and this is exactly what we've got to do to get you ready for this fight. So it's a lot harder. I've been in the gym a lot longer, and a lot of improvements have been made, basically. Okay, we noticed last camp you weren't doing this, so it's interesting because when you talk about film study, it's good to film study your opponent, but I also done a lot of film study on myself. As I said, the first camp was a lot of data, film study, and so on. Now I've been able to improve my own game and also look at ways to defeat Prenga as well. So it's been a good progression.
You look really well. I just think...
You too, bro.
No, you just look really well.
He's looking well.
Listen, you're getting into now... A lot of people are calling this the comeback, and I just said to people before, I said, I don't really like the comeback because since 2012, you've never left.
Nah. I think if you look at some fighters like Mayweather back in the day or Shakur Stevenson as today, and they used to fight once a year, twice a year. They're champions, but this is like a championship level in terms of the media obligations and stuff. So this will be my first fight this year. And God willing, I win, I'll be out again. So we've just been consistent. It may not be as frequent as people want, maybe 4 times a year, 5 times a year.
You've done that a couple of years ago, though, and it was how many times back to back?
Yeah, we used to do 7, 8. But, you know, different level of fighter back then. Undercard, so I wasn't the main attraction, didn't have anything like media pressure, but we're on course. It's not really a comeback. It's
even after the
continuation.
Usyk fight, Josh, the rematch, you went and had fights back to back to back, and it was quite a quick progression of fights. So you've shown that you're the one who's relevant and present all the time. You don't go missing. Like, you ain't retired 15 times. Like, you ain't John McClane.
Who we talking about?
I don't know, I'm just saying.
Who are we talking
but
about?
you ain't done that.
Yeah.
Me point in saying is, you arrived in 2012, and I've said this before, changed the game.
It's been
Come in
good,
20,
it's been
and
fun.
you've been relevant the whole time.
Is it still fun, though? I mean,
Yeah,
can you
more
enjoy
than ever.
all of this? Like, when you see all this, is it still like, wow?
This for me is really nice because I'm not tired. I've worked hard. I believe in the training that we've done. I believe in myself. I'm going to have fun on Saturday, do my job professionally, but I'm going to enjoy the process. And yeah, it's fun. It's a big blessing. It's a big blessing. It is tough. It's really hard, but I'm looking at the positives of this mission that I'm on.
What do you see when you look at him?
That's a good question. But on the back of that question, sorry, remember that one. I asked Tony before you came up. I said, why pick a guy that has 20 wins and 20 knockouts? Like, why pick a puncher? There are no feather-fisted heavyweights, but you could have picked someone with less power. Why go straight for a
20
puncher?
fights, 11 knockouts.
Yeah, exactly that type of guys, yeah.
Because knockout punches are interesting. They bring that uncertainty. People have seen me knocked out. People have seen me down, have to get up. I've felt that pressure in a fight before where all of a sudden you're not worried about his corner shouting. I've been on the floor and my full focus is now on my opponent. It's a whirlwind of emotions in there. I've been in fights where I've dropped him and he's dropped me. This is the type of fight I need. It's a good fight for me. It's a good fight for the fans back home. It's the uncertainty of an Anthony Joshua show that makes it exciting. So let's add to that mix and bring in a puncher, someone who does deliver 20 times that he's been out in the ring.
You'd always get up, Josh. That's the difference.
I'll always try. I didn't beat the count once.
No, listen, you always
but
get
I got
up.
back up.
You always get up.
I didn't get carried out on the old stretcher.
Always get up and walk out.
It's a tough game. It's a tough game. Many are great fighters have experienced what I've experienced, and but the good thing is it just makes me stronger. I build a firmer arm around myself, and the main thing is I'm still here. Some people lose that confidence. They lose that passion, they lose that desire because they realise this ain't for me. But I've thought to myself, you know what? If I change this, maybe I can get better, and I'm still here.
What do you see when you look at him?
Do you know what? There's mutual respect, but in that ring, he's going to come try to take my head off.
Yeah, but when you're looking at him, what
do I see?
Yeah.
I don't want to say. I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah, tell us off camera. Tell us off camera what you see. But you are ready for Saturday, another AJ fight in Saudi Arabia as well.
God bless him. Thank you for
Quite
being
a few
here.
fights here. No.
Yeah,
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, that's okay. They paid me to come, but I was going to come anyway.
Wait, quick 10%?
That's all, listen, I say this before and people don't like me say, change boxing.
Change boxing.
And I was here before he jumped in it, and now I'm here.
I'm a fan of you, bro. I'm watching you, but it's come a long way.
It was different. It was different. Before you come, these stadium fights, these places were unimaginable.
Watching Tony, as you said, when he first started, I was just hoping that he don't come up to heavyweight. He's just making his way up the rankings all these years.
People just don't give the credit where it's due.
Nah, it's come a long way, boxing. It's come a long way. It has come a long, long way. And what it is we do need TVs, broadcasters battling who wants to host this sports event. We need sponsors, and it grows the sport. It definitely does. I've seen an increase. It takes a lot of hard work, but it's not only me playing a part. It's people like you researching, making boxing pretty, making it sexy, making it enjoyable to listen to. I listen to all of your podcasts, all of your interviews, and it's amazing to see how many people are actually talking about boxing now. And honestly, it's amazing. Fitness classes and stuff like that. It's amazing.
And that's down to you. Anyway, I feel bad because the guys on stage are sweating as well.
Oh, are they ready?
They're ready to go.
Oh, mate,
Thomas is
ready.
ready. Thomas, over to you for the undercard, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the final press conference for the comeback. It's World Championship Boxing this Saturday, July 25th, from the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is being brought to you by Riyadh Season, Jeddah season and Sella in association with Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Gold Star Promotions, with a very special thank you to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Well, a few reminders, ladies and gentlemen. This great event is sold out, but you can watch it live worldwide on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com. Let's now welcome our press conference participants already seated. First, from Lima, Peru, Cesar Maravilla Diaz. From Haryana, India, let's welcome Nishant the Devastator Deb. A native of Poland, now fighting out of Taunton, Somerset, England, Pavel the Polish King August. From Kolding, Denmark, Jacob Bank. From Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico, let's welcome Alvino the Cobra Herrera. From Tokyo, Japan, Reito Tsutsumi. From Belfast, Northern Ireland, Kevin Black Thunder Ajarko. From Sunderland, Tyne and Ware, England, Josh Pretty Boy Kelly. From Erding, Bavaria, Germany, Simon Zuckenhuber. From Ilford, Essex, England, the Quiet Storm, Hamza Shiraz. We also welcome the CEO of Ring Magazine, Mr. Rick Reno, and the chairman of Matchroom Sport, Mr. Eddie Hearn. And now we hand things over to your host, Mr. Jamie Ward.
Thank you very much, Thomas Schreiber, and a thank you to all of you as well for your patience in the heat, and a thank you to all the fighters up here as well. We just had the main event press conference, lots at stake in the heavyweight division and lots at stake for all the fighters competing on the undercard. 13 fights in total to look forward to on DAZN this weekend from the Jeddah Superdome. Different stories, different moments in different careers for all the fighters up here. Some stepping up in level of opposition and in rounds scheduled. Some looking to change their lives and legacies forever by becoming world champion. And for two world champions up here, two newly crowned world champions, down here to my right in Josh Kelly and Hamza Shiraz, looking to come through this in their first defences respectively, I should say, and push on to unifications later on in the year and indeed beyond. Before we hear from all the fighters up here, a quick word from the CEO of Ring Magazine, Mr. Rick Reno. Rick, in the heat, I think that Versace shirt is actually sweat-proof. There's not a drop in you, or you've changed it, one of the two. But a quick word on this undercard. A great undercard to look forward to, as it always is on these shows here in Saudi. But what is your pick of the show from what you've seen in the build-up and on paper?
Well, I mean, the undercard is a mix of everything. We got contenders, up-and-coming prospects who are looking to become superstars, and we got two world title fights. I mean, we got Dev, who's up-and-coming guy, very talented. Reito, who's 4-0. He's being fast-tracked to a world title shot. He's facing an opponent who is 18-0. And, you know, we'll see how he does in this fight. And it's only going to get tougher and tougher because he wants to get a world title shot as soon as possible. You know, obviously, the king of New York, Hamza Shiraz, he's making a defense of his title. He's returning very quickly. And not too many opponents wanted a fight with Hamza Shiraz on that short of notice. Simon raised his hand. Not too many other guys were raising their hands. It's a chance of a lifetime. He knows he's up against it. It's an extremely tough fight, but if he wins, it'll change his entire life. But I know Hamza's looking to conquer the the cities one at a time. He's looking now to become the king of Jeddah. And of course, Josh Kelly's making his first defense of his title. You know, tough fight, undefeated challenger, confident. And I have people telling me that it might be the fight of the night. And you can't forget about Jacob Bank, who's looking to impress and is very close to becoming the mandatory challenger to Hamza. And let's see what happens.
And Eddie Hearn, for you as well, a big night in the careers of some guys you represent, of course, for Josh Kelly and Nishant Dev, and of course AJ in the main event. But out of what Rick was just saying there, what's your pick and what makes this card must-see on Saturday night?
Yeah, obviously a big night for AJ, but two of our, very important members of the team, Nishant Dev, two Olympians. Actually, Nishant Dev, who's, been flawless so far in his career. I think India is a sleeping giant of the boxing world, sporting world, really. And I think Nishant Dev is the man that could actually change the sport forever in that country. There'll be a huge audience tuning in to watch him fight on Saturday. And, of course, Josh Kelly, who I think, probably hasn't got the credit he deserves for one of the greatest victories from a British fighter in beating Murtsalayev. That victory was very unique in the respect of no one wanted to fight Murtsalayev at all. And Adam Booth and Josh Kelly came on to me and they said, we want to fight him. I thought they were mad. But what he did was produce an unbelievable performance to put him up there as not just one of the top British fighters, but one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And now he sits in a division with so many big fights, so many opportunities. Boots Ennis, our guy, looking to try and unify the division. That's a huge fight between the two. Fundora, Virgil Ortiz. But this is a tough fight. We know Kevin Ajarko very well, 18 fights, undefeated. This is an absolute opportunity of a lifetime for him, and it won't be easy. But I've always felt that Josh Kelly, with confidence, is a pound-for-pound quality fighter. And I think the victory over Murtsalayev is going to really give him that belief to go on. And when he's on, when he's switched on, when he's in the flow, he's a phenomenal fighter to watch. And you'll see that on Saturday night. And as Rick said, Reito, Suzumi, a lot of fighters with other promoters. Hamza here, who we love, a fantastic fighter, fantastic representative of British boxing. Good to see him so active. We got a couple of 168-pounders waiting for him as well, and he's a brilliant fighter. And it's a brilliant undercard, Jamie. Anthony Joshua fights don't really need undercards. Here you've got two world championship fights from two great British fighters and a whole load of talent as well. So a fantastic night live on DAZN.
Absolutely, Eddie. Let's hear from the fighters then competing on Saturday night on this, the pay-per-view portion of the card on Saturday night. And opening that segment of the card will be India Olympian Nishant Dev, who continues his professional journey, this fight number 7 for the 25-year-old in his second scheduled 8-rounder against 10-2, Cesar Diaz of Peru. Cesar, let me bring you in first. Down the end there, I believe you have your translator, hopefully in the front. Great stuff. Cesar, you're up against one of Matchroom's best unbeaten prospects. Have they made a mistake, and how determined are you to make this opportunity count on Saturday?
Cogiste la pelea con uno de los prospectos más duros de Matchroom. ¿Tú piensas que ellos cometieron un error en haber aceptado esa pelea contigo?
Buenas noches con todos. Antes de todo, agradecido con Dios por haberme traído hasta acá y poder aprovechar esta oportunidad. Yo creo que realmente se equivocaron. He venido concentrado, llevo haciendo un campamento de varios meses con mi equipo en Puerto Rico. Soy de Lima, Perú. Tengo rato que no veo a mi familia y estoy mentalizado en hacer un buen trabajo el día sábado.
They made a mistake. I took this fight with wanting to beat this guy. I've been in Puerto Rico since April, far away from my family, doing a solid camp in order to chop his head off, and we're ready to go on Saturday night.
Okay, interesting start. Nishant, let's bring you in straight away down there. Look, you've been flying the flag all around the world, not just as an amateur, of course, for your country of India, but now as a professional as well across the United States, to Ghana as well in Africa, and now here in Saudi Arabia. What does it mean to you each time you're on this platform to fly the flag for India on the global stage?
First of all, I would like to thank Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, my Riyadh season, each one of them, Turki Ali Sheikh, His Excellency, that he took my name in Riyadh season, and every fighter have a dream to be fight in a big stage like this, and undercard of a massive great boxers like Joshua, and it's been a very active period of me from since last year, and I'm ready to put a great performance on Saturday night. I'm ready to show the world that I'm the best.
Okay, great stuff. Well, that fight, Nishant Dev against Cesar Diaz, 8 rounds in the super welterweight division, opens the pay-per-view section of the card on DAZN on Saturday night. Fight number 2 on the live portion is a cracker of a battle between 2 unbeaten super middleweights with very healthy records on paper and both world ranked as well. But this weekend we might well get a good insight into who may well be the real deal and an emerging star in the 168-pound division, of course, with interest, I'm sure, of both on the fight up here in the Chiefs' support. Jacob Bank versus Pavel August. Pavel, let me bring you in first straight away. Look, coming off a great win against Simon Zackenhuber, who joins us up here on the table as well. Some thought it might have been you who landed the fight with Hamza Shiraz, but you've got another unbeaten fighter in the way on Saturday night. Is this your chance to really show the world how good you are?
Yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, definitely is. I beat Zackenhuber back in April, and I thought, I might get a world title fight. You never know, but Zackenhuber got it. I wish him all the best. I've got nothing against him, but I've got another hard job to do against Jacob Bank. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight.
How do you believe you win this fight, Pavel, against, as I say, a fellow unbeaten fighter?
I've got to do a bank job on Saturday.
Like it. Well, Jacob Bank, let's bring you in as well. Similar fight to yourself, of course, and similar year you've had. Coming off great wins against the likes of William Skull on the big stage in knockout fashion. What does this fight represent in your story, do you think?
This is my first time in Saudi Arabia. It's warmer in Denmark. Yeah, I'm not here to show I can beat Pavel. I'm here to show I can beat all the best fighter in super middleweight.
And what is the dream path for you? You're very well ranked, I believe, number 2 in the world and top 10, 15 in the world with 3 of the 4 governing bodies. You have a world champion sat here. Is that the ultimate dream, step by step?
Yeah, I think my dream sitting with my side. Right?
Well, Hamza Shiraz, I'm assuming that's the man you're referring to.
Yeah, it is.
Hamza, I'm assuming you're going to have to get used to this. Now you're a world champion. The target that's on your back is probably going to stay there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I said that as soon as I won the world title. But listen, I'm just grateful for the opportunity this weekend first, and then we can crack on from there.
Okay, great stuff. Well, also on the card, Reito Sumi skips the 8-rounders and jumps straight into the 10-round territory when he faces unbeaten Mexican, the Cobra, Alvino Herrera. Let's bring in Reito straight away with your translator as well here. Coming off a good fight in December. Despite the win, you weren't very happy with your performance. What improvements do you want to show and feel you'll need to show in this fight on Saturday?
昨年12月に、サウジアラビアで素晴らしい試合をしましたが、ご自身ではそのパフォーマンスにあまり満足してなかったそうですね。今回のエレーラ戦ではどんな成長や改善を見せたいですか？また勝つためにはどのような点を発揮する必要があると考えていますか？
前回の試合から、技術やテクニックを特に磨いてきたので、その磨いてきたものを明日ぶつけて倒して勝ちたいなというふうに思います。
Since my last fight, I've improved my skills and sharpened my technique. I'm looking forward to showing those improvements in the ring and getting the win against Herrera.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you back in the ring as well, Reito, one of the best young prospects in boxing right now. Alvino, welcome. A similar question. A big opportunity for you on Saturday night. You've been on a great knockout run to beat a young prospect and thrust yourself into great opportunities. How do you see yourself beating Reito Sumi on Saturday night?
Vas muy bien, tienes una oportunidad muy grande. ¿Cómo es que le piensas ganar a Reito Sutsumi este sábado?
Hola, primero que nada, buenas noches a todos y agradecido por Dios por esta oportunidad. Estoy bien agradecido con Dios. Y este 25 de julio, primeramente Dios, vamos a ganar. Hicimos un buen campamento, venimos entrenando. Estoy entrenando de enero. Tengo un campamento largo de enero, entrenando en Cancún, entrenando en Acapulco y venimos a terminar la preparación en Las Vegas. y estamos listos. Y como he llevado mi carrera, yo no he tenido peleas fáciles. Todas mis peleas han sido, yo he sido lado B, ni un rival ha sido de modo, no me han puesto rivales a modos. Todo mi trabajo me lo he ganado a fuerza de trabajos, y yo siento que este sábado no va a ser la decepción.
First off, I want to say thank you, Lord, for putting me in this position. Thank you, God. And this is a big opportunity. I've been training for this fight ever since January. I did my training camp in Acapulco, went to Cancun, and finished my camp in Las Vegas for the last 2 months. I'm ready. He doesn't know what's in front of me. All my career, I've been a B-side. All my career, I've been winning on the road. All my career has been as a challenger. He's been handed everything. And on Saturday night, I'm going to show him that this is real boxing. This is real fighting.
Okay, wonderful. A great fight. That is 10 rounds. Tsutsumi versus Herrera will lead us in nicely to the first of 2 World Championship fights on, as Eddie Hearn said, a stacked undercard to look forward to here in Jeddah on Saturday night. And I love this matchup between these 2 next fighters we are going to hear from. It's been building and bubbling up nicely in the fight week and in the build-up as well. Newly crowned IBF World Super Welterweight Champion PBK Josh Kelly, who produced a career-best performance to dethrone the then seen as the boogeyman, the danger man at 154 in Bakram Murtazaliev, to take the belt back home in fantastic fashion. A masterclass performance that night for him, but in front of him, an unbeaten fighter, a hungry fighter who has everything to gain here on Saturday night, has had a fair bit of frustration, has had to do things the hard way, but he's earned his opportunity to be here and believes in knockout style he'll take the world title back home to Belfast on Saturday night. Eddie, a quick word just again for you on this fight. We've enjoyed the build-up. What are the big questions for you ahead of this one?
Well, I mean, Josh is proven. You know, I mean, you don't go and beat Murtazaliev unless you're an elite 154-pounder. Josh has always had the ability. He's now sits as one of the most prominent figures in world boxing, certainly in British boxing. So Josh is proven. And we know Keevan's a great fighter. You know, we've worked with him before. He's always been in great fights. He's been on a good run. He's 18-0. He had the terrible luck of the fight falling through for the final eliminator on the day. And now he's walked into this opportunity. So he's coming. I mean, he could change his life forever with victory. But the guy to my right, as I said, when he's in his flow and he's confident, he is a phenomenal fighter. And him and Adam Booth, just like they chose Murtazaliev, bizarrely, they also chose Keevan Ajako. And they said, we like that fight. We'll look great in that fight. We'll look scintillating in that fight, and we'll win that fight by knockout. That's what they told me. And they told me they were going to beat Murtazaliev. So I can't doubt them, but this is a proper fight. This is a great fight. Great fight. I mean, look, we talked about doing this fight you could have done it in Sunderland, you could have done it in Belfast, it sells out everywhere, but we're here on a huge card in Jeddah, and the winner will go on and fight one of the biggest names in the sport.
Scintillating. That sounds like a word out the Adam Booth vocabulary, absolutely. Josh Kelly, welcome. Look, first defence for PBK on Saturday night. How did the feelings compare for you in comparison to how they did in January, defending champion this time round? Because there seemed a bit of a different swagger about Josh Kelly in Saudi this week.
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to thank God, I'd like to thank Eddie, my team, Adam, everyone. We're in great shape, and being a world champion does something to you. And I thought it was a myth beforehand, but the things I'm getting told and how I'm going about my work in the gym, it's just different, Jamie. It's just different. It's just a different version of me. Like when Eddie said, the confidence, when I've got that confidence, it's a hard night for anyone, any of the top guys, Boots and Fundora, anyone. So I'm going to come in here on Saturday, show there's levels to this game, and put on a fantastic show.
Keevan, before we talk about the specifics of the fight, just a word from yourself on what this opportunity means. It's been your pinned tweet for, I believe, about 10 years now about becoming world champion and exactly what it means to you. But for the purposes of this, now we are here a couple of days away from fighting for a world championship. Tell us exactly what it means to Keevan Ajako and why.
Yeah, to win on Saturday night, I mean, everything to me, obviously, I can create history becoming the first Black Irish world champion. To be an Irish world champion be a privilege, but in the process, I can create history, and it's something I've always dreamt of. So yeah, listen, it's been a tough journey. I've had to do it the hard way, but I'm here now, and I'm ready for Saturday night to put on a put on the performance of my career.
Josh, you've spoken throughout the build-up and as well this week about there being a specific moment when you will just see the confidence fade away from Kevin Ajako. You haven't specified when that will be or what will cause it, but why is it that you feel that way?
It'll be early on. It will be early on. I'll just show you on Saturday, Jamie, there's levels to this game, and what I did to Murtazaliev was, I mean, why wasn't he just walking through us and tossing punches? Because he was feeling the shots, and it was such a disciplined performance to win the rounds just enough, but not do too much work. I mean, the IQ is there. It's the best it's ever been, so I can't wait to enjoy it, relax, look pretty, and put on a show, baby. I can't wait. Come on.
Do you know what he's referring to, Kevin, throughout the build-up? But as I say, it's bubbled up nicely. There's been different versions of sparring stories. You've called him a waffler on social media, but what have you made of what Josh has been saying in the build-up?
Not much, to be honest with you. Listen, he's going to be confident. He's world champion, and he's obviously a good fighter, but this nonsense that I'm going to lose confidence early on, I've heard it all before by previous fighters, you know what I mean? And I'm still unbeaten, I'm still here. So, listen, I expect him to say stuff like that. I expect him to be confident. He's not world champion for no reason. But it's my time to go out and prove everybody wrong, just like I have for the last 3-4 fights, you know what I mean? I've been the underdog, the B-side in the last 3-4 fights, and I've always come out on top. So, listen, I'm prepared for the best Josh Kelly, and you're going to see the best Kevin Ajako on the night, and no doubt it's going to be a great fight. I believe that I'll create history on Saturday night. I will run through brick walls to become the first Black Irish world champion, and if I have to beat the best Josh Kelly, then so be it.
And you said, Kevin, you have the edge in mentality over Josh Kelly. What gives you that self-belief and confidence as well when you look at the two of you?
I just believe the things that I've been through in life, in the ring, outside the ring. Like I said, it's been a tough journey to get here, and I believe God's always been on my side, and I've faced some very mentally challenging situations in my life. So to be here right now, it just shows how mentally resilient I am, and yeah, I just believe I have that edge. But like I said, I'm prepared for the best Josh Kelly, and I can't wait for Saturday night.
Josh, deep down in your mind, what have you seen being the outcome and ultimately the ending of this fight? How do you beat Kevin and keep your belt?
There's a couple of ways I can go about it, but I keep seeing the image of him on the floor every time. It's weird because it's the exact same colour shorts I pictured, and the shorts he's wearing, I pictured that months before. So it's a weird one. I'm getting some premonitions again, like the Murtazaliev thing. It's a weird one, but yeah. I just feel relaxed, man. I'm too hot up here. I'm going to slip out the seat in a minute if you keep me talking like this, Jamie. But yeah, I'm going to keep it moving and pass it on to Hamza, because I guess he's sweating even more than me in that tracksuit.
Absolutely. In one word, though, Kevin, final prediction or one sentence, how do you become world champion on Saturday night?
Kevin Ajako will win any way necessary, whether it's a knockout or 12-round war. Like, I'm ready to become the first Black Irish world champion, and I will, like I said, I'll jump through brick walls to create history. I'm prepared for the best Josh Kelly. I'm in the greatest shape of my life. I've had a great camp, so I can't wait for Saturday night.
What a brilliant fight that is.
One more. They didn't ask for this fight. Let's get that right, Eddie. We asked for this fight. As soon as the fight in Vegas fell through, my manager was straight on the phone to Matchroom asking to fight Josh Kelly. So it's not like they chose me.
No, you did ask for the fight, but so did they. No, they did. It's just the truth. I mean, Adam said, you know, what about Kevin Ajako? That's a great fight. So, yeah, no, I mean, you have to ask for the fight. You're a challenger. And you were unlucky. Or you might have been lucky. Maybe you wouldn't have beaten Brandon Adams. Who knows? But you're here now. You've got a great chance. But I can only tell you, you know, when your fight fell through, Adam got straight on the phone and said, it'd be a nice little voluntary defence. So let's see if they pick right.
Gracias.
Yeah, well, it's an early mandatory, so it's not a voluntary, so we'll leave it at that.
Yep, through our request.
Oi, oi. Oi, oi.
Okay, well, what a great fight that is between two great fighters, two great men as well. Outside of the ring, Josh Kelly, the first defence of his world championship against a fired-up Kevin Ajako. And, of course, that will lead us in nicely to the chief support. Hamza and Simon, really appreciate your patience, but as the chief support, it means we come to you last, which means you have to wait the longest to speak up here tonight. WBO World Super Middleweight Championship on the line, a big night for one of British boxing's brightest stars in Shiraz, targeting the other champions in the division. But first, must come through Saturday's challenge. Simon, welcome. You've had a massive smile on your face all week. Welcome to Fight Week in Saudi Arabia. As a student of combat sports and martial arts for your whole life as you are, what does this opportunity mean to you to become world champion since you were a young boy to dream this to now?
Hello, yes. This opportunity means obviously a lot for me. It's like every young fighter's dream to become champion one day. And so that was the reason why I worked so hard. And as you see, I sit up here. Hard work pays off. Everyone knows that. And it will pay off on Saturday night.
And we spoke about this a little bit in the build-up as well, Simon. Many, as I said there, picking Hamza to be a real future star of British boxing and picking him to maybe defend the belt and win on Saturday. But you said you don't mind that. You like being the underdog. What do you like about that, and what mentality does that give you ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, you know, it's actually I like it because nothing to lose, everything to win. I don't even, thanks to Pavel August, I don't even have to fear about losing the 0 or something. It's just nothing to lose, everything to win on Saturday night.
Hamza, welcome. Similar question I asked Josh Kelly, but for you, first defence. Does it feel any different for you this week? Now, I guess you're the man that everyone is after in this super middleweight division.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Almighty Allah for allowing us to be here today. I'd like to thank His Excellency Sela and the hospitality of the Matchroom team. Thank you very much. Yeah, answering your question, does it feel different? I think because of the quick turnaround, not really. And I've made the mistake before of not being active. So definitely not going to make that mistake again. Any opportunity I get to fight, to now defend my belt, I will definitely do so.
And what have you noticed, Hamza, within your own motivation? Albeit it's only been 9 weeks, you've not had a lot of time to think about it, but in terms of how the ceiling has now moved and what the goal is for you now, having already achieved one of your big dreams?
Yeah, listen, that comes down to having a good team around you, doesn't it? I've got the main man, Andy Lee, who I've learned a lot off. I'm still learning a lot off in the ring, out the ring. And yeah, just everyone around, man. Listen, they keep me grounded. They keep me striving for more. They help me turn up to these events, remain a professional, and just continue to give my 100% because really and truly that's all we can really do.
Simon, quick prediction from you before we wrap up. If you land your best shot on Hamza Shiraz on Saturday night, what do you believe happens in the ring?
When you land your best shot, I think every fighter here up here can relate. When you land your best shot, he gets knocked out.
And Hamza, for you, as I said in the intro, they're targeting the big names, the Canelos, the Mbilis, the Mungirs of the world, but full focus on Simon. 9 weeks ago, you said you deal with Alan Begic and you dealt with the fight in the way that you were supposed to. How do you believe this fight compares on Saturday?
In a similar fashion. Listen, if it's a hard fight, easy fight, long fight, short fight, don't matter, as long as I get to win.
Great stuff, Hamza. Look forward to that one. Your chief support on Saturday night. So much at stake on the undercard and, of course, so much at stake in the main event across that heavyweight boxing's blue ribbon division. What a landscape it is. We are going to bring the fighters together now to the front for a face-off. Thank you very much.
There you go, undercard in the books as well. Good to hear from all the fighters. Good to hear from a fired-up Kevin Ajako, who I know well has been wanting his opportunities, gets a big one. Remember, he was supposed to go to America to take on Brandon Adams. That fell through the last hurdle. I'm happy that he gets an opportunity for a world title fight.
Yeah, listen, he's prepared brilliantly and he's had a lot of notice, and that fall through has actually done him a world of good because he will have been in camp earlier.
Yep.
Than Josh Kelly, but like I said, it's a really big opportunity for him. And Kevin Ajako is someone who I do rate highly. He's got a good team behind him in Stephen Smith, and he'll be more than ready.
Nishan Dev there versus Cesar Diaz. Nishan Dev, unbeaten, very good amateur. Obviously, that's a market that Eddie's trying to open. The Indian market, the Asian market, the numbers from that market could be incredible. A lot of hope and hype around that young man.
Yeah, the most populated nation in the world. So, you know, we just need 10% to tune in. That's what we're after. Watch on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Indeed, indeed. There's a really good fight in the 168-pound division that no one's really talking about. There's always a fight that goes under the radar. Jacob Bank versus Pavel August. These two both ranked very highly in various governing bodies. One of them's going to go. I think one of them really could kick on.
It's a crossroads fight, Abby. It's a fight that's they're going to look back and say that was the making of me, and this is the fight that's going to be that. So interesting fight, both good fighters, and I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, indeed. We're going to see a guy coming up next, Rito Tsutsumi. He takes on Alvino Herrera from Mexico. Rito Tsutsumi's been on every major undercard. 4 fights last year. This is his first fight this year. I don't know what the reason is for his inactivity, but it's good to see him back, and he's always on big cards, always very, very exciting, and he wants to be fast-tracked, so they've got him in with a guy with a good record that comes to fight.
And that's what you need at that stage of your career, guys who are coming to fight. You don't want to face guys who are not going to come to fight. The worst type you could face is journeyman on the back foot. This guy's coming to fight, so he's got his work cut out.
Josh Kelly proudly waiting to the left of me with his IBF title. He's seen us, he's given us a little point, keeping Ajako on the opposite side. What an intriguing matchup this is. Two very, very good boxers, both of them.
Yes, both massively skilled. Both can box in various ways on the front foot and on the back foot. Both have underrated power.
Yeah.
Josh Kelly was spot on when he said Mirza just couldn't walk through him for a reason. And
very true.
It is very true. And with no one seen that coming, let's be brutally and totally honest, we all thought he'd lose. I thought he'd give a great account of himself, but he got the job done. Against the Jarko here, you've got a guy whose dreams are right there. He can touch them at him. His lifelong dream and goal is right there. It's within touching distance. And I think that will draw the very best out of Kevin Jarko. And he will be going out on a shield in this fight.
Yeah, let's not forget, this is the Jarko that's beaten Ishmael Davis, very strong, big 154-pounder beat.
Troy Williamson,
who's now doing
gone
things
on to
at
win a European title.
Exactly.
At 2-weight, 3-weight divisions above. So Kevin Jarko's shown he does belong here. He just hasn't had the matches, or it just hasn't felt for him. By the time he's been very unlucky, injuries and things that haven't gone his way, but now he's here, he's got his moment, and you can see with these having a conversation here that both of them are loving themselves. They both of them really fancy the chances, and this is a good fight.
Yeah, and look at the stage as well. They're here, they're in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. It's a big fight, the main event. I think so as well. I think both of these guys, and you heard what Keepan said, he's trying to become the first black Irish world champion. That's the carrot that's dangled in front of his face.
This is mental warfare.
Why do we not have a mic there?
No, this is mental warfare. This is each other trying to get in each other's match, because both of these guys are commenting on each other's bravery and who thinks they can take the most and who's gonna look for the back door. That's what these will be talking about here. Who is going to look for the back door when it gets tough? Because Josh Kelly has now got to a place where he's a world champion. He's fulfilled his dreams. It's not about getting there, it's about how much you want to keep hold of it.
Josh Kelly will be favourite, obviously, as the world champion. How close are we talking, 60-40?
I do rate him. I do rate Josh Kelly highly, but I do rate Kevin Jarko massively as well. I'm a fan of both. I edge towards Josh Kelly purely because he's shown us what he can do when his back's against the wall. And speaking to Adam Booth and a psychology coach, he's massive now on, I've gone to another level. He's got to show it now, but he's got a very good coach in Adam Booth, and Kevin Jarko's got a very good coach in Stephen Smith.
A little push and a shove there. There won't be any pushing and shoving in this one. Hamza Shiraz takes on Simon Zakenhuber. Hamza Shiraz, first defense of his WBO super middleweight ground that he won against Alan Begic on the undercard of Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven. Hamza wants all the smoke, but what he does want more importantly is activity. If he doesn't get the big names, he'll fight anyone.
An active fighter is a happy fighter. I think the most important thing here now for Hamza Shiraz is don't switch off. Do not switch off, and the world is his oyster. I think Hamza Shiraz is potentially pound for pound the best fighter in the country. He's probably the most avoided super middleweight in the world. He's somebody who's got it all at you, and under the tutelage now of Andy Lee, he's only going from strength to strength. I rate Andy Lee massively, and the important role he's playing in Hamza Shiraz's career.
There you go, 2 world title fights. AJ, obviously the main event, some really good, intriguing undercard fights as well. We didn't get to see the prelim guys today. We are going to see them at the weigh-in, but let's remind you of what's coming your way on Saturday, starting with those prelim fights as well. Sultan Al Muhammad takes on Efren Basildic. A lot of these guys now really making their names on Riyadh season cards. Omar Hickel, we know his dad actually fought Alexander Usyk in the amateurs. He takes on Brian Castellano. Mohamed Maburak takes on Brian Zapata. And the rest of that undercard light heavyweight action, Alexander Kisnaik, part of the Alexander Usyk camp, takes on Lenny Pratchett. Ziad Al-Mayouth has been on so many Riyadh season cards, takes on Frank Mango. Mickey Talon, trained by Joe Gallagher, watch out for him, a fantastic flyweight, takes on Orlando Pino. And Muhammad Alakal takes on Leiden Cherkop. And the pay-per-view portion of the card, and it really is a good one, isn't it? Nishant Dev takes on Cesar Diaz. Jacob Bang versus Pavel August. Watch out for that one. Rito Tsutsumi takes on Alvino Herrera. Josh Kelly takes on Kevin Ajarko. Hamza Shiraz makes the first defense of his WBO super middleweight crown when he takes on the German Simon Zackenhuber. And Anthony Joshua is back. The comeback, he takes on Kristian Prenga. All right, Saturday Fight Night is fast approaching, so make sure you sign up to the ultimate way to enjoy all of the Zone's boxing action.
The first rule of the Zone Ultimate. The first rule. You do not pay-per-view. You do not. You do not pay-per-view.
Do not pay-per-view.
The Ultimate Fight Night is here.
Second rule, the Zone Ultimate is. Second rule, you don't pay-per-view.
Because Ultimate gives you a minimum of 12 pay-per-view fights a year.
At no extra cost.
You do not pay per view. Join us ringside and welcome to DAZN Ultimate.
Fight, so many great fights in the calendar. There's even a better way to enjoy all the action. Just sign up to DAZN Ultimate to combine our pay-per-view and regular subscription events for one great price. It's undisputed value for every single fight zone. So many great fights, by the way. That Itama Hrgovic one, I can't wait for that. That was a good undercard, wasn't it? Undercard action. Great to hear all the fighters. Obviously, we're very excited, as you can probably tell, about Josh Kelly versus Kevin Ajarko. Great to see Hamza back as well.
Listen, it's an action-packed card and we're all looking forward to it, but let's not forget, even though there's going to be some fantastic fights on the night, we're all here to see the man. We want to see Anthony Joshua back in a boxing ring, doing what he does best, and that's knocking people out.
Now that we not only have seen him, we've now spoken to him. Obviously, AJ was with us in studio. When you try and gauge him, where he is, where do you think he is?
Physically, I think he looks in fantastic shape, phenomenal.
Always does.
You know, he's just a diligent professional, he's a perfect athlete. We're never going to know where he is.
Yeah.
No one knows. That's the beauty of boxing, that's the beauty of psychology. Nobody knows that. I don't know what's going on in your life. You don't know what's going on in mine. Everybody's going through something in life. But believe you me, when that bell goes, it all comes out then.
Yeah, it certainly will, and not long for that to happen. Obviously, Fight Night on Saturday. Make sure you go to DAZN.com/boxing so you don't miss a thing. And we're going to make it official. It's going to be in the books tomorrow with the weigh-in, 7 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. local time. Make sure you join us for the weigh-ins tomorrow. Me and Tony are going to find some food and some AC. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Anthony Joshua is on the road to destiny. But first, there is danger. Prenga, 20 wins, 20 knockouts. And AJ knows, one moment, one mistake, one punch will change history. AJ is back. But there is danger before destiny. Joshua versus Prenga, July 25th, live exclusively on DAZN Saturday Fight Night.
Kramer for three. Got it! Unbelievable! Puts it up and in.
5 teams racing to become champions of the water.
This is the future of racing.
They are going to collide, surely. He's flying. What a race we've got here.
Ronaldo. Oh, genius! Van Persie with an absolute stunner. Yeah! Oh, my word!
Rosso per Zidane.
Another absolute screamer, and still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal.
Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
All right on the door handles. What a spectacle! Kick on the way! There is nothing like the Super Bowl. Let's make history! This is sensational! The genius of modern boxing!
Kramer for 3. Got it! Unbelievable!
Puts it up and in!
Five teams racing to become champions of the water.
This is the future of racing.
They are going to collide, surely. He's flying. What a race we've got here.
Ronaldo. Oh, genius! Van Persie with an absolute stunner. Yeah! Oh, my word!
Rosso per Zidane.
Another absolute screamer, and still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal.
Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
All right on the door handles. What a spectacle! Kick on the way! There is nothing like the Super Bowl. Let's make history! This is sensational! The genius of modern boxing!
Kramer for 3. Got it! Unbelievable!
Puts it up and in!
5 teams racing to become champions of the water.
This is the future of racing.
They are going to collide, surely. These flying, what a race we've got here.
Ronaldo. Oh, genius! Van Persie with an absolute stunner. Yeah! Oh my word!
Rosso per Zidane.
Another absolute screamer, and still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal.
Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
Oh, right on the door handles.
What a spectacle!
Kick on the way!
There is nothing like the Super Bowl. Let's make history! This is sensational! The genius of modern boxing!
Kramer for three. Got it! Unbelievable! Puts it up and in.
Five teams racing to become champions of the water.
This is the future of racing.
They are going to collide, surely. These flying, what a race we've got here.
Ronaldo. Oh, genius! Van Persie with an absolute stunner. Yeah! Oh my word!
Rosso per Zidane.
Another absolute screamer, and still Lamine! Genius from Lamine Yamal.
Harry Kane!
One of the most exhilarating down-to-the-wire championship fights we have seen.
The world's greatest drivers gather.
Oh, right on the door handles.
What a spectacle!
Kick on the way!
There is nothing like the Super Bowl.